Good morning or good afternoon, and welcome to the Eco Labs brief training on the chemicals and a little bit about the SDS program that we have, also about the PPE that we have in your location. First, I like to get into PPE because there's many forms of it, and it's probably the most important tool that you have. Something as simple as wearing this little vest to cover yourself up when you're using chemicals, wearing gloves when you're touching chemicals. And then you actually have like a second stage of gloves, which they reach up a little bit further in case you have to use a dish machine, something like that, something where chemicals splash. Eye protection, probably the most important, because any of these chemicals can perhaps get into your eye. Once it gets into your eye, then it's washing out a lot of it, but it may have some side effects. So PPE, probably the most important thing to anybody's chemical program. Then you have an SDS binder. The SDS binder actually goes through and it tells you every chemical carried. It has English and Spanish. It even have where you can sign saying, hey, you acknowledge and you know, but it goes through each chemical from where it's manufactured to how to use it, to the hazards, to what happens if an accident does happen, if it splashes or anything like that. It even tell you a little bit about the chemical, to how harsh it is, and if it's toxic or things like that. Most chemicals aren't toxic, but when mixed together, which you should never do, never mix any chemical, because some chemicals don't play fair. For example, I brought something that you guys carry at the location. Anything that pertains and has bleach in it is actually a chemical that you want to take extra precaution to make sure that it doesn't get mixed with any other chemical, simply because the agents that are in bleach do not play with any other agents fair. You also have a couple of different chemicals that you carry. You got like a veggie wash. You have a cool clean, which is a deep cleaner. Lime away. This is the other chemical that you guys carry. It is an acid, and it's used to clean like dish machines, stuff like that. This and bleach, however, those are two chemicals that could never even come close to each other. As you can see, even on the table, I have them separated. Then you have a pot and pan. This is your detergent for manual use, cleaning. And then you have your sanitizer. Basically, there's a couple of different types of sanitizer. There's a sanitizer for when you're doing it by hand, and one for the machine. It allows you to put the dishes close together and stack them without worry of getting any kind of like bacteria or anything like that growing. Then you have a heavy degreaser, which will come in a liquid like this, and it also comes in an aerosol like this. You have your stainless steel cleaner, and your oven and grill cleaner. Then you'll have, this is a pot and pan, so real similar to this one, but this is more of one that you'll free add. The machine actually has its own type of detergent, which you'll notice if you ever get any of this on you, you feel a little burning sensation. With all of these chemicals, the key is, if you get some and you spill something on you, you gotta notify a manager, but you also have to wash it out. Soap and water. If you just wash your hands or wash the area that was splashed with soap and water, most of the time that's gonna do it. If by any chance you have a question, all you have to do is come to the SDS, turn to the page, and it will actually walk you through every step. With some chemicals, they do recommend you go see someone and just to check and make sure everything is fine. But with most chemicals, soap and water is the agent that helps clear everything up. It is very important that you let a manager, supervisor, just know, just so it's documented, hey, you know what, this splash, maybe it's something we have turned up too high and we can always turn that down. Maybe it's something that, we could have used the proper PPE and that wouldn't have happened. But with all of these chemicals, it's just very important not to let any chemical mix. At no time should any of these chemicals mix. So even if you see one where there's something spilled and it's spilling, it's something that you should address immediately. Let somebody know, let's get it cleaned up, because you don't want that to spill onto the next chemical. In the SDS binder, they actually have numbers of people to call from the manufacturer of all of these chemicals to Ecolab. No matter who you have to call, just in case you have to get more questions. At most locations, we have an Ecolab rep that comes out. His card is actually present, and his number is available, where you can call if you have any questions about the chemicals. Most of these SDS sheets tell you everything you need to know about the chemical. But key to everything is wear your PPE. When you wear proper PPE, none of these SDS sheets are needed, because you won't have those accidents. And if you do, it's something that's very simple.